Hello, everyone, and welcome to the University Esports UK and Republic of Ireland Winter 2023 Teamfight Tactics season. We have had a lovely few weeks of the regular season split leading up to this playoffs, where the best of the best will now get to fight it out for a chance at playing the finals and getting that grand prize. My name is Dry Salad XXL. I'll be your host as well as doing some play-by-play for you tonight, and I'm joined by the lovely Joshi, my co-host and colorcaster. Do you want to just quickly introduce yourself to the people at
Thank
home?
you. I'm gonna be the more analytics side of this
Mhm.
commentary. I'm challenger in TFT, so I feel like I have some knowledge about this game. So
Yeah,
I hope it goes well.
yeah, yeah. And I mean, just before we get into the leaderboards and everything, is there anything perhaps that you've seen from the regular season, or anything you're looking forward to coming up with the playoffs? Obviously now, with the better players being left behind. Anything obviously with the new patch, just something for people to look forward to as we get into these playoff matches.
I just want to see how these players adapt to the new patch with the nerfs to multicasters. I want to see how if they play vertical traits or still play reroll. I
Of
think
course.
I think challengers are strong now. I think they're gonna play a lot of Earth Legends, so they're gonna play a
Mm.
lot of Noxus, Shurima, Strategist.
Yeah. Yeah. Well, fantastic. Moving on into the leaderboards, as obviously most of you at home won't have been able to watch the regular season so far, so maybe not aware of the players that are left in this bracket. We have 2 rounds going on today. We've got 2 separate lobbies, each with 8 players. In them, we will be casting just one of those games, and then moving forward into round 2, we'll be casting obviously the players who perform better, and then round 3, so on and so forth. Moving forward, that will determine the seeding for who gets through the later rounds, and etc. etc. The way that all these tournaments go, the way that you like to see them. So, are there any specific players maybe you think that we should look out for, or little individual nudges in certain directions? Obviously, as a high elo player yourself, as somebody maybe more versed in the scene, you might know some of these names, you might be aware of maybe some specific playstyles that we could be getting in the next
Yeah,
few games.
Yeah, while C0, I've seen in quite a lot of tournaments. I feel like he enters everything, every every competitive event for university and the actual competitive circuit. I think I've seen Marvelo, sorry, who's challenger. I've seen on ladder a few times,
Mhm.
and a few of the others. Um, they may not be as high elo, but in tournament it really doesn't matter
Of course.
because anyone can just play good, anyone can play bad, anyone can get tilted off a low roll.
Hmm.
Who knows can happen?
Yeah, I get what you mean. And obviously, just the sort of mental aspect that comes into it. A lot of players maybe aren't even used to that sort of more competitive side of things. Maybe just playing in solo queue doesn't quite have the same atmosphere as playing in a proper competitive environment. This playing for a prize, playing against other players in that same argument. So as we wait to get into this round 1, I just want to just rack your brain a bit. You know, ask you a couple of questions again, because obviously we talked a little bit about the new patch, we talked a little bit about the new set and everything, but this hasn't just been a half set. You know, this has been a collective growth from the start of this set 9, and I think I just wanted to sort of ask your thoughts on where the set is right now, sort of how the meta has evolved, sort of how you think these players might be able to adapt going from the first set 9 into the half set 9.5, into all these changes that have come out lately. Maybe the way you might see these players sort of adapt to different buffs, different nerfs, the way you might see these players adapt to the strengths of little things like, you know, the legends they have to pick, the augments they have to pick, all sorts of things like this.
Legends have really changed the game this set. I feel like previously with augments you just like want to pick the one with the highest average placement, but this set lots of people just defaulted to playing one legend and picking one augment per game.
Yeah.
It really cuts down the variety of augments, but then it makes it harder to make the actual team comp.
Hmm.
So I feel like legends in general have just made the skill in this set probably less than before, but like the intricacies in individual comps will probably be more than previous sets.
Yeah. No, I agree completely. And obviously, I think a big thing to look out for as well is with the 10 set on the horizon as well. A lot of people playing on PB, a lot of people sort of experimenting with how things are going ahead. There might be a little bit of thought put into there. You know, maybe looking forward to the future, the coming weeks of this tournament, maybe how the players will look to adapt towards that. Maybe, you know, the meta won't be as favored for them. But either way, getting too bogged down in the details. Are you hyped for the coming series, Joshie? Are you looking forward to these games? Are you, as a fan of the TFT series, you know, it's lovely to see that the TFT scene has grown so much in the last few years. I think, as somebody who comes from an esports background which focuses around games like League of Legends and CSGO and Valorant, games who have had such a long time to get to the top, I think seeing TFT do so well in such a short period of time, you know, only being out for the few years that it has been really cool to see, and just the community that it's built around a game which seemingly from the outside started as quite casual, quite fun, and then became so competitive at such a rapid pace.
Yeah, for like the past 3 years, just a steady growth. I feel like in early TFT there was a huge spike, and then in set 2 there was a massive dip, and I was afraid then the game was going to die. But like if you look at the viewership now, set 10's probably, other than the initial launch, probably one of the biggest sets.
Yeah.
You have big names from like all types of games. It's embedded in League, so all League players want to are like open to it.
Yeah.
I know like Smash players. I know all different types of esports come together in TFT because it's something you can just go up and just play. You don't have to play competitively. There is like a good balance between the two.
Yeah, it is one of those games where there is such a sort of low barrier to entry just in terms of having fun, having a good time, messing around with comps. But once you get into that high-low bracket, you start to see, you know, what really makes or breaks a great player. And I mean, just on the outside of TFT as well, with everything Riot is doing, you know, recently we heard the news that now the lore of the entire universe is going to be essentially cut into one canon, right? So any fan of Riot's products will now be able to enjoy their products, enjoy everything around them and the story within the same universe. So, you know, League players can hop over to TFT and experience the same universe, experience the same characters, experience all the same things, but through the lens of another game, through the lens of a game which perhaps is a lot less tilting and a lot more sort of enjoyable and user-friendly at this stage, because we all know how some of Riot's games can be.
Yeah.
Obviously, TFT not completely innocent, but a lot more than some of their other products. Aside from that, just your thoughts on, like, I mean, I assume, obviously I don't know entirely your background, but I assume that you've been playing TFT for quite a while now, right? I mean, when did you actually start? What set did you start playing TFT?
I started in set 1. I played it a little bit, but then I didn't play for a bit. And in set 2, I just played with my brother, just to have fun. And then I got like too high to play with him, and then I couldn't play with him anymore.
You just got too good for your own brother.
Yeah. And then I was like, oh, let me just solo queue. And then I just kept going up, and I was like, oh, Challenger? I was like, oh, okay, that's nice.
Yeah. Did you have like a favorite set at any point, or did you have like a set that you thought, damn, this was definitely the one that was either the best for you or the most fun for you, or?
It's really easy to put like sets I performed well in to be a good set, but I think set 3, I think that's the set I got Challenger in. I think that will always have a place in my heart.
Yeah.
Set 4 was really good, and I think I think it's either 6.5 or 7.5. One of those 0.5 sets were really fun.
Was there any reason, or was it just like it felt the best for you, or like it was like?
I felt.
Okay. Fantastic. Yeah, lovely. So we should be just about ready to head into our first round, head into the first game. Players on the stream, obviously a little bit into the game so far, so we'll have a little bit to talk about in terms of just what these players have picked, in terms of the legends, in terms of the map of choice, etc. Josh, going into this game, obviously you mentioned a few things. You mentioned about the sort of ways these players might start to play. What sort of legend choices do you think we're going to see? Do you think it's going to be quite uniform? Do you think some players are going to try and throw Spanish in the works? And
The obvious answer is that Earth's just gonna dominate. Just tailoring your emblem is just so powerful right now. But if you see, I've seen some Ornns, some Ezreals just to get that power in the early game. But and maybe TF to try and get the Neela with 2 RFCs. Other than that, it should be standard. It should all be Ornn. Well, if it's not, then it'd be nice.
Yeah, and as you said to me before, that build order comp with the Nyla carry around it as well. Some nice little low-cost units as well, like the Graves, etc. Yeah, it seems already on stage 2-7 into this game, obviously. Just a few little issues had to stall a little bit there, but we see the comps slowly starting to come together a little bit. First Augment, first Carousel have already passed. Some damage being taken by certain members as we head into this second creep round of the game. Do you have any thoughts, maybe, on the comps that you're seeing so far on your screen with
We
Witness, with that build order
we
setup that he's got so far, etc.?
can see Witness using Rise and Infamy. I think that's really powerful early game. It just gives you so much econ, and I think it's but gets you to level 9 very quickly. And if he gets lucky and gets some spatulas, who knows? He could win the game. He has bow and sword, so it's very good for a Nyla.
Yeah,
Oh,
and obviously
Rift
just
Walk. Interesting.
so
Rift.
well, we'll be building around that Cassidy then, I suppose, for this game.
Yes, yes, we will.
Trying to force. Maybe do you think we're going to see a Void 8 force, or do you think it's more just going to be trying to build around the Cassidy in itself? Maybe just 4-6 Void Champs and then build those
I think
key
with
items.
Riftwalk, the best way to play it is trying to get like 6 Bastion, trying to
Yeah,
make it as tanky as possible,
yeah.
and it just go to your backline, one shot it, and then stay alive.
Mm-hmm.
It could be really powerful if you get 3-star Kassadin early on. We could see
Yeah.
a quick Pandora's Bench.
Some silvers coming out, so not the most game-changing here. Just that Red Buff will cut down a little bit of healing, will do a little bit of extra damage for the team. That Bruiser Crest indicates maybe the Bruiser 8 force, but it looks like maybe can just settle for 6 as well at the same time.
Oh, level 7. Patient Study. Playing
Mm.
really aggressive here, trying to
Mm.
maintain the streak. Aurelian Soul Legend, not very commonly picked, but it's working out for him.
Yeah. Obviously, if you can keep a high enough level of HP for long enough and get to those later stages of the game, it can go a little bit nuclear as well.
Yeah.
You see the Tiny Titans was picked up by Mr. Siren as well. What are your thoughts on that one? Because I know it's quite a divisive augment as far as I'm aware, especially as you sort of grow across different elo brackets. I feel like you have the people that think it's terrible and it's grief and oh, unless you're streaming, and then you have the people that think it's broken. And where do you stand on the existence of Tiny Titans within the
I
game?
think I think Tiny Titans for being a silver, I think it's pretty good, especially with Piltover. Piltover just allows you to lose more, come back into the game, gives you a little reinsurance just in case you fight a high roller. And for silver augment, I think it's better than metabolic currently, because
Hmm.
metabolic you just have to it's just throughout the game, but because if it only comes at 3-2, it's it shouldn't grief your carousel picks too much, so.
Yeah. I just see that little fluff of poros on my screen.
Yeah.
I hope that brother didn't pay hundreds of dollars for that one. I hope that was a lucky drop. But I
Oh,
feared maybe the latter.
the stories I've heard. Some people waste like 200, 300
Yeah.
pounds trying to
Oh,
find a.
I've heard of people hit it on like their first or second roll. I've known friends who've hit like on the last set they hit the map on the first roll, and it made me an extremely upset little man.
I
So
wish
see
I was
Mr.
that
Siren
lucky.
here. Mr. Siren here. I mean, not taking too much damage since taking that Tiny Titans, just hovering in that top spot. Obviously, we might see our first people drop to under half on this turn. Might be time to start thinking about forcing, time to start thinking about maybe solidifying that comp to make sure they don't go out too early, but obviously the lost streak not gonna hurt them too much just yet.
Yeah, when lose streaking, you probably want to roll around 3-5,
Yeah.
3-4. Because most win streakers they're not gonna roll until like they might roll on 4-1, but 4-5's typically
Mhm.
what they would go for. So then they could make their board strong enough to win streak.
Good carry items on most of the high cost champions here, I feel like. Getting the Nasus with the
Uh,
crit glove, getting the Zaya with the rod as well.
I'm interested to see how where Crane goes from this spot. I feel like with bruises, it used to be you go Cho'Gath 3, but some people play 6 bruiser and then play it like a backline Azir or Nyla.
Hmm.
So yeah, 16 Piltover cash out.
Hmm. The only X there just hard leveling to 7. Just make sure they can get that in. Seeing that little Graves in the front line just reminds me of like first set TFT. Makes me
Oh,
smile every time. I can't. I always try to remember exactly what it was, but there was like there was a really broken combo. I think you had Titanic Hydra, you had Red Buff, and you could put them on like a Draven or a Graves, which at that time were like the multi auto class, so they'd auto like 6-7 times, and they just go so crazy.
yeah. That's too early for me. Set 1, I don't remember anything.
Yeah. The thing I like about TFT especially is that I feel like going through the sets, that there's always gonna be very sort of similar, even though like even if they're thematically different, there's always gonna be very similar playstyles with how the comps work. There's always gonna be like an econ comp. There's always gonna be like a a sniper style comp where you have very like high range, high damage champions. There's always gonna be like a gunner comp where you have the multi auto, you have the sorcerer style comps, the multicaster style comps, all of that. And it's nice that they can always find ways to sort of wrap around that, and they can always find new sort of themes to fit those comps. Going so far into it. And
Yeah.
it's really fun watching, because I'd much rather watch like a constantly rotating kind of backstory than a constantly rotating style of gameplay. It's chill. And I love this set. I love the design of this set. I love the thematics of this set. The whole idea of incorporating the lore of the world into just how everything works. It seemed like a really cool idea for me.
Yeah, I feel like after Arcane, everyone was just more into the lore of League of
Yeah.
Legends.
And it's good. I mean, we talked about this before the game, just incorporating the whole universe into everything. It makes like every game they put out feel like one community.
Yeah.
Anyway, on the side of the actual game,
The actual game.
anything you think we should be focusing on right now? I mean, HP bars. I mean, the way that these
we can
comps are
see
starting to play.
we can see Wiles C0 really 33 HP after cashing out was kind of scary, in my opinion,
Mm.
because that means he wasn't able to stabilize his board strong enough.
Yeah.
But on 4-1, if he gets lucky, he might be able to still win out. But it's looking dangerous. 24 HP now.
Obviously, could be looking at like some game-changing augment here, maybe, but in a very dangerous spot.
Yeah,
Yes,
could
he
only
must-
be. It could only be bailed out really with a like a last stand type augment.
Yeah. Man, I called it. I knew there's going to be Bilgewater
The
comps getting booked
Bilgewater.
today.
With the Pandora's bench, he's trying to go for 3
People,
stars.
yeah. People are naturally attracted to things that are new and shiny.
Yeah.
So when stuff's been in the game for a long time, they're gonna just kind of stray away from it because they get bored.
Oh wait, YLCL
Demacia
actually
Shen.
not the cash out player. He's going for late game specialist, so he wants to really go to 9. But it's
Yeah.
rolling down now to stabilize the board. Hits the Mordekaiser, huge for him. Demacia Mordekaiser probably one of the strongest units in the game right now.
Yeah. Obviously getting those resistances, getting the Radiant item as well, just so... Drops the Quicksilver on him. As well as the Demacia emblem, gives him a nice little Radiant Nashers.
The base attack speed on it is insane, and
Yeah.
because of Mordekaiser's skills off it, with the attack speed, can steal the stats, it just
Yeah.
makes it unstoppable.
Yeah. And obviously that Mordekaiser just looking a little bit unkillable now. This should be hopefully enough to stabilize the board for the next few rounds. Last him through the Raptors, last him through the carousel.
Was going to say he was holding on to the Quins. Might have went for Quinn 3, but not sure anymore.
Just got rid of them.
Yeah. Still
Let's
3
see.
Slayer, 6 Demacia. Can
Mhm.
still spike really hard.
See this last
Gold
augment
augment.
coming in. Ooh, gets that another Demacia cursed. And we'll go for it as
Ooh.
well. So we can have 7 Demacia here on the 7 board.
And
But who
and
do you
the
reckon
Galio too.
he puts that second Demacia augment on?
I think for now you could just put it on the Oriana he had.
Mm-hmm.
But if he's looking to go level 9, he has a very high chance to win out, especially with the late game specialist.
Yeah.
The only JX going Piltover, okay.
It's very easy to focus with that elf just rolling about on your screen, isn't it? hitting a 2-star Azir here. Dropping. I didn't see what trait was dropped onto it.
It was Slayer.
Slayer trait.
probably wants to look towards Mordekaiser as well.
Yeah. So you have now that 6 Bastion getting hit here, making that Cassadin just that much stronger. The Hodge, the Hex Tech, meaning that healing is coming in rapidly.
Probably
Moving
gonna
frontline
look
as well.
for Jeweled Gauntlet, try and get
Yeah.
that crit, so the extra damage.
Quite a few comps already with very strong front lines building up. I mean, that Cassadin comp, this Bruiser comp as well. Build order comp staying quite solid in the front as well.
Little concerning with the amount of items he has on bench here. I think if we were able to slam some, they'll be stronger. But because of the tiny titans, it's not really much to worry about. Got 2-star Azir, 2-star Sejuani. Can realistically just sit and wait to get to level 8 and
Yeah.
roll.
While CO did drop another round, I think, even with the Mordekaiser and the 7 Demacia available at the same time, so could be looking
While
a little bit
CL's
dangerous.
is either gonna go first or 8 this game.
Yeah. I mean, it's about surviving long enough that you can get those levels in finally. I mean, the double Demacia curse does help a bit because it means maybe you can drop one slot and fall back on level 8, but 2 losses, maybe 1 big loss and you're out of the game, so it's looking very dangerous. This Castin's still just such a problem to deal with.
The
With that
Jinx
3-star
and the
Soraka on the
Chase.
back as well.
With good HP, he only needs three more Cassadins, and then he's got 3-star.
3-star,
He's
yeah.
looking scary.
It's looking scary. As we
Good
see,
carousel.
I-
Mordekaiser there
well,
doesn't take it.
I'm going for the
Probably
Giant's Bolt.
Probably already has a Mordekaiser too then.
Might just be trying some Hail Mary play here on 2 HP, trying to get to that Raptors at the very least. See, the Spat getting left all the way to the end. I don't think anyone in the lobby had a Spat available, so we'll probably just be used for traits.
Time ain't stopping, so you better not either. Go, go, go!
We hit level 8 here, rolling all the way down.
Oh. Well, CL rolling down. Needs only 2 Mordekaisers. Could have got Mordekaiser too.
Yeah. Unfortunate. Use that giant spell. Hasn't actually used that giant spell yet.
Mordekaiser 1, Fiora 1. This is looking rough.
He's really unlucky. We could see our first person getting knocked out of the lobby here. You see that 2-star Kai'Sa with the full build to the backline, immediately eliminating 2 people on the side of YLCO. Mordekaiser and the Gal, you're just not tanky enough yet. I don't think this comp's going to be strong enough. If Kai'Sa can get another ult off here and clean out maybe 2-3 people, doesn't seem like
This
it.
will be very close.
It's the Fiora and the Kai'Sa locked in
Oh.
1v1 here. Kai'Sa might get one more ult off and dash away. Aatrox coming out as well in the last second, but the Fiora does have a fully stacked Titans and that Radiant Sterix. And it will just about not be enough. Oh my god, that is so
No.
unlucky for YLCO. 1 hit away from surviving in the lobby. Probably wouldn't have made it too far after, but that 1 round could have been the difference. If you start to hit that 2-star Mordekaiser, the rest of the 2-stars, so sad to see YL go out like this, but not quite the end just yet, as we see. 7 people left standing in the lobby. Epsilon currently lowest HP. Mr. Siren with the Tiny Titans hovering at the top, still on 79 HP.
It's tragic. He could have went first very easily if he hit Mordekaiser 2 and Fiora 2, but
Did you think it was a bit of a blunder going for the Kai'Sa on the carousel then? Because it didn't seem like the Giant's Belt was used for much either. I think the Giant's Belt was still just sitting on the bench.
I think it was, but I'm not sure if it was if someone was like hovering around it to like scare him from taking it.
Yeah.
But if it was available, I do think it was a blunder not grabbing it, because Mordekaiser is probably the strongest aspect of Demacia. Which, ironically, he's not a Demacian.
He's not the Master Unit. It does tend to be the case sometimes, you know, with those comps that are designed around building traits into hitting those big breakpoints like the Demacia 7, like the Demacia 9. Usually the strongest units, or like old Ionia where you'd have the Kai'Sa in the back line, or like Void where you'd have the Yasuo in the front line, those sort of things. It's because of how well they work with the buffs. That Mordekaiser could have changed lives.
Yeah, super unfortunate. He had good itemizations towards it as well.
Having looked around the lobby, but do you think there's anyone that particularly sticks out as being in sort of a very good spot here with how the comps work, obviously? This 2-star Kai'Sa doing very strong on its own, but
I think was UQ. I think Challengers are in a really good spot. Win streaking with the 2-star Kai'Sa. If they get Fiora 2, they're gonna be in a really good spot. And I think they could either go 9 or try and play for the win condition of the Kai'Sa 3. Because they are holding 4 Kaisers.
yeah. So you're just 3 rounds away from the next carousel now. See if Holoby can make it. Who else will be knocked out before we get to that Elder Dragon stage? Obviously Mayo Q still. Quite a bit of gold to go off here. Just hovering around that mid-econ mark. Coming up against PRKRD with that Void 6 composition. Do you have a favorite comp you like to go?
Right now, it's probably just the Marcia Mordekaiser. But I think that just comes from a point of I want to get as much LP possible rather than it's the most fun.
Well, if you were just playing casually, just a normal game on a Friday night, nothing else to do, and you thought you wanted to try something really funny, something really chill, what would you build?
I'd probably just play Piltover. Waiting for the cash out is just very satisfying.
Yeah.
Especially with if it's prismatic. I like trying to get 6 Piltover really early.
Yeah, you see people rolling down a little bit here, one away from that 3-star Cho'Gath on level 7, not the easiest to hit, but I don't think many people are contesting the Void 1 costs, so should be able to roll into it at some point. Doesn't want to fall under the 50 econ mark just yet, though.
Also has the duplicator for 3 cost champs and lower, so could also use that as well.
As I said that, he is sending it down to 40. Does get a little 2-star Vel'Koz off it, so not too terrible. I have a bit of a love and hate relationship with the Void comp, because when I play League, I was a bit of a Kai'Sa main for a long time, so I love building this Void comp, but every time I lost it felt so absolutely dehumanizing, and I was contesting it every game. And I just wouldn't let anyone else contest it into me.
Yeah, it really... If someone else is contesting you in Void, it's really hard to play consistently.
Off camera, our second player of the lobby has been knocked out. That's Epsilon EU West, who will fall into 7th place. Meaning that going into this next carousel round, we should have 6 players standing as they look to hit their final breakpoints of the game.
With PRK, with the Kai'Sa 2, I feel like Mewtwo is really unlikely to hit the Kai'Sa 3 then. Probably going to be a 9 for them. But if PRK is able to 3-star these units, I think they'll be in a good spot.
Yeah. Obviously, Mr. Siren with a lot of those traits across the board. That Slayer on the Azure, that Bruiser on the Mordekaiser, the Stream on the Sejuani. It's an amalgamation of all these different strong breakpoints, but... Yeah. With one more Rift Herald charge coming out, doesn't seem like he'll be able to pick up that win, so we'll knock PR into that 4th spot as we go into the next carousel. Lightness dropping down into 6th. Will there be any really broken pickups here? So I don't think, as far as I'm aware, and I don't think people necessarily care too much about the Void 8 anymore. You can correct me if I'm wrong.
Void 8's not that strong right now, but the Bruiser is very interesting because it lets you drop one of the 1 costs you don't need. And as he can't go for Cho'Gath 3 because of the Void reroll, it really lets you play, and it's a Heimerdinger. Very strong.
It's the Heimerdinger with a double repair medic so far, so slightly increased speed on the region there. Double gargoyles on the front line, Sejuani. It's a very beefy front line in general. With those 2 bruisers, we'll move the T-Hex around a little bit into that front line, get more damage off. And that 3-star chase is
yeah. With also the Shimmering augment, I think that just makes the Piltover unit so much stronger. So with that and plus the 3-star Jace, I feel this board's super powerful.
That GP should come in there. The Dark can respawn from the Aatrox, but won't be able to do too much. Those gunners just cleansing out the back line. And Boozer left standing. Nice, clean little win for the only one, the only JX. Surely, do I ask you to make a prediction already? Do I ask you to call it
They
over?
are in a good
5-6?
spot, and they did come first place, in the weeks previous.
Yeah. Well, I feel like just looking around, because we've had a little look at every lobby, board so far. As you see, off screen, just that Rek'Sai 3-star being hit, Nessus 2-star. Rek'Sai and Vel'Koz 3-star both hit at the same time, actually. So.
Mm.
And
Hopefully they-
Shogat 3-star. So all
Oh,
3-stars being hit on
everything.
the same round. That's some nice. Obviously, had a lot of gold to roll with, so probably just rolled all the way down. But those are very, very big break points, making that Herald so much stronger. Doing that bonus tankiness to the front line, bonus damage on the back line.
Witness one off Shen 3 could, if with Pandora's bench, if they live.
Yeah, we'll be able to survive on 7 HP. Obviously, the next loss will take them out of the lobby. So, with this Elder Dragon round coming in, just praying to hit that one Shen. Obviously, doesn't have enough to buy any 4 cost to roll into the Shen yet, but might just have to settle for throwing that Kaisa on the bench there. Yeah. What do you think? What are the odds that re-rolls into a Shen next turn? I mean, with the
Oh.
gold gain from Elder Dragon as well, can roll and just throw in as many 4 costs as you want. And just pray.
Yeah, that's the only. It's either first year or sixth.
It tends to
Not a
be-
lot of people. Not a lot of people here play for top 4, but
See, double X is coming in. Just a little bit of extra gold there. See what it rolls into now. We get a little Sejuani. Not ideal.
not what he needed. Not what
He
he.
rolls all the way down. He'll be selling his current champs just to try and roll as much as he can to try and hit that Shen. Will we hit? No. One more try?
Oh,
No.
oh.
Can't. No. Rolled about 13 times there and wasn't able to hit a single Shen. Really unlucky. We'll just use that final item now.
Moments
The
like
giant
this.
sling.
In moments like this, you just feel like you've done everything you can.
Yeah, I mean, it feels a bit unlucky, but obviously, level 8, not guaranteed to hit those 4 quests, not guaranteed to hit those 5 quests. The extra Giant Slayer on the Nyla just looks like it won't be enough at all as we get the
It
execution
won't be
coming
enough.
in onto Witness. Unfortunate. Oh, damn, they did a good job with these animations, but that happens to me in game, I'm not gonna be very happy. I can't feel good. Like, you've already lost the game and they force you to watch a cutscene.
Yeah.
Get serious.
Sometimes I just surrender before the cutscene.
So we get now into our final 5. We've got JX, Mr. Siren, PR, Vodito, and my Ook. Oh!
Oh.
I was deeply, deeply misled. Mr. Siren, they're getting absolutely nuked in the last seconds of that round. Leading us to our final 4. Any surprises? Any of these players you think as we scroll through the boards that you thought maybe wouldn't make it this far?
Not really the main surprise. Why LC0? Before coming in, I knew they were a first-rate player.
Yeah.
I just didn't think it was literally
Yeah.
first-rate. And seeing the 2 Shens, two more Shens.
You have to say that this Bastion board looking really hard to deal with right now. Currently on a 5-game win streak. That Kassadin is nuking the back line and still pretty much full HP. Tariq not even under half yet, just about dropping now. Kassadin, see how many more ults he can get off before that front line finally dies. It goes there. Removing the Belveth though, be huge here. With that Sprocket just pumping out healing from the back, that Archangel already stacked up so much, 125 bonus HP. Kassadin will go into that little stasis and start healing. There's no match for this little Aatrox against the Kassadin. So strong contender here as PR gets knocked out in that round. The top 3 with Vodito, JX, and Myok, but Vodito looking really strong right now.
Voldito has a really good matchup into only JX because of if he gets onto that Jace and one shots him, it could be over very quickly.
Mm.
But with it having to be on the Ice Hex, the only JX could just put the Jace on the opposite side and should be fine positioning wise. But you could always just get unlucky and the casting just dashes there.
Yeah, we see Mayok going against the ghost of JX here. Actually sitting on 9 HP right now, so any loss would probably be fatal at this point. Only that Fiora left is not looking too good as Mayok. Maybe just a little Heimerdinger in a 1v8 situation. Not looking too good at all though. We'll drop to that -11 in the end, not even close on that one. But taking that third spot, not bad at all. Anything in the top 4. Always feels fine this early into the game. As now heading into this final carousel of the game, Vodito on 16 HP, knocked off that win streak by JX, who sits on a 14 now, his last carousel. Picking up a Belveth, I think already has a 2-star if I remember correctly. Or maybe...
I think that was UQ. Sorry.
Yeah, of course, Mayoku got knocked out in the last lobby. But Vodito just tagging onto level 8 now.
The only JX playing Gunners and the Piltover cash out with the 2 augments at the Shimmer augment, the Zorn augment might be too powerful even for this casting 3.
Yeah, and with 4 seconds now heading into what could possibly be the final round now, depending on how one-sided this truly is. Jax against Vodito both played extremely well to get to this stage in the first place. The squad now, it's about whether or not they can break through that front line, get onto those gunners. Triple Repair-O-Matic complete onto the Heimerdinger turret as well. The GP ship just coming in at the same time. Pass it in, healing with the backline in a really strong way. That's 1 down. Healing to full of that ultimate, that Rift Walk there, giving him so much healing. That Hodge, the Hex Tech, cleaning out the second gunner. They can knock out Jinx as well. This should be 1. Just getting 1 more ultimate off full HP. It's not looking good at all. They can't get rid of that Kassadin, and the execution does come out, which can only mean one thing for the Oni JX. It is elimination from the lobby, -1, an unlucky number to go out on, but fantastic play from Vodito. Congratulations to the winner of our round 1. Joshi, any thoughts?
Only JX had 34 gold still. Could have rolled down, gotten a little bit stronger, but I think the fight before, because of it won, he thought, maybe it could be 1 more round, but I guess he was just wrong.
Yeah, obviously hurts to go out like that. Obviously thinking, you know, maybe there was a slight mistake in the way it was played on the last round, but with that 1 HP difference, you know, it might have been worth taking the risk just so you can get that econ through into 1 last round and roll all the way down. Happens to the best of us. I've done worse in my life, so I can't I can't exactly talk about them. But a good win for Vodito, taking it through into round 2. Obviously we'll be happy with the way that they played. Maybe a bit forced by the fact that they got that Rift Walk early in the game. You know, hitting that 3-star cast and hitting all those 3-star Void Champs was a massive boost. Sorry, not the 3-star Void Champs. Hitting all those Bastions was such a massive boost. Getting that 6 Bastion quite early on in the game, so they kept it high HP for a very long time. But overall, very well played, and can't take away anything from the win. Are there any thoughts you'd like to add about just maybe the players who didn't do as well, maybe the players who had certain things they could improve on, or anything you thought was specifically good about the way that Vodito played in that game?
I think Vodito committing to the casted. I feel like in this, I feel like with the current meta being Earth Legend, picking Riftwalk is very, very interesting, and to pull it off, very impressive.
Yeah, I agree. But thank you everyone for joining us for that round 1, game 1. We will be back after a short break with the second round of this same tournament, so please stay tuned for more of me, Joshi, and the TFT players.
You say you love me, say you're thinking of me, but you're just lonely. Tell me I'm special, but to you I'm anybody. 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 Anybody. But to you I'm anybody. But to you I'm anybody. But to you I'm anybody. You say you love me, say you're thinking of me, but you're just lonely. Tell me I'm special, but to you I'm anybody. 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 Anybody. But to you I'm anybody. But to you I'm anybody. But to you I'm anybody. Anybody. But to you. But to you. But to you I'm anybody. But to you I'm anybody. But to you I'm anybody. Anybody. But to you I'm anybody. But to you I'm anybody. But to you I'm anybody. Anybody. But to you. But to you. But to you.
Hello, everyone, and welcome back. We are just about ready to slowly be heading into round 2 of the University Esports UK and Republic of Ireland Winter 2023 Teamfight Tactics season. It's a bit of a mouthful, but it's a bit more fun to say every time. Once again, I am your host and play-by-play, Bryce XXL. I am joined by the lovely Joshi. You can say hi again to everyone if you want. Don't have to
Hi.
introduce yourself again.
Okay,
'cause
okay, then I'll just.
they should know you by now.
They know me. They know me.
Hi Elo, TFT player. I am a lesser Elo TFT player, but we both love the game. We both love.
But together,
Mm.
together,
If
we
you
are high
combine
enough.
our Elo, oh my god,
Yeah, if
we
we
would be
combine
absolutely
it,
sky. Combine my League of Legends brain and your TFT brain, and we could create like the most powerful creation Riot Games has ever seen.
Yep,
But yeah, that aside, We had a very good set of games round one. Obviously, we were focused on one of the two lobbies that were being broadcast out. So we got to see the Cassidy Rift Walk first place victory. On the other side, things we saw not as much focus on those champion focused compositions, but these brackets have now been formed for us, and setting into round two. The way that the lobbies have been formed is the game we are currently going to be casting is places 2, 3, 5, 6, and etc. down the line. So the two in between, and the other lobby is places 1, 4, etc. on the other sides of the numbers. So just to balance out the lobbies, make sure it's not too heavily one-sided in one lobby as much as the other side. So we will still get to see some very strong players, some people who have some very strong performances, as well as people who are looking to make a comeback. So some good little storylines building up there for us. But Joshy, I've been talking for quite some time. As we head into a little look at the leaderboards, anything you have to say about the positioning of these players now? Any surprises? Any players you're looking forward to? People you think might want to bounce back a little bit in this round two?
I see Marvello's like at the top of the leaderboard.
Yeah.
He and solo queue should just be better than everyone else, but it is tournament. He did get first, but who knows what happens going forward. In this next game, we'll see. We'll see him play, so we'll see if anything changes.
Yeah, of course. And are there any people there you think maybe underperformed a little? People looking to make a little bit of a shock comeback and surprise anybody in the lobby? Obviously, you know there's a slight disparity in skill level in some of the players, but that doesn't necessarily mean
There's a
anything
slight
alarming.
I feel whoever, obviously YLC0, I'm just looking towards because of the first playstyle, because you never know what's going to happen with them. But everyone else, not really sure. But hopefully, we'll just see them pop off.
Fantastic. Yeah, and we will obviously be ready to head into that lobby just a little bit soon. Starting just a little bit late into the game, as with last time. So the portal will be Placidium Library. I'm getting I'm getting news of that. So any thoughts on that one? Any thoughts on
Placidium
the
Library,
game?
or Placidium Library, for people who don't know, on stage 3-5, you get I'm not really sure what it's called, but you can just pick any trait that you have, which is
Hmm.
really good for vertical traits, Noxus, Demacia, Farima,
Hmm.
and especially if you're playing Earth Legend, like I was talking about earlier,
Yeah.
it will just you'll be able to hit your 7 synergies, maybe even 9 synergies if you get to level 9.
Hmm. And then obviously the Ixtal buff for this map is going to be the electric one. So any thoughts on that one? Do you think that might steer people away or towards anything in
El-
particular?
Electric, we probably won't see that casting build again.
Yeah.
The previous one, Ice, was really good for castings because of it just drops the aggro, gets the heal. But with Electric, you just need to have a backliner. With Ixtal right now, it's not Electric, not very strong.
Yeah. And do you think that with that Placidium library coming in as well, that maybe people will be favoring more towards things like that Earth, maybe trying to force those battles as much as possible, force those nines, force those eights, maybe build up that really, really strong late game composition?
Yeah, they're probably gonna play around the Ionia. The Ionia line is more popular now. It
Mhm.
used to not be as popular due to just be losing to multicasters so quickly.
Yeah.
But with it now, there's so many different vertical lines with the Placidium library.
Hmm. Obviously, just as we wait to head into that second round of games, um, obviously keep in mind that these players are all fighting over the next 2 weeks to grab that top spot. So there was a hard reset of all the points in the lobbies. Um, before we headed into this week, the final 16 players now will play across these 3 rounds today, and the same next week, with obviously those best players coming out on top. So, talk to me a little bit about the stakes here, Joshy. I mean, within TFT, um, which is again, as we talked about, still a relatively fresh esport. Um, Tournaments like this maybe aren't the easiest to come around, and to do this in front of an audience, to do this at this level, it must be at the very least fun. It must be a really cool experience for some of these players.
I feel like playing in these tournaments, especially because they're playing on Tournament Realm, which is completely different than just the normal live server. It's like
Hmm.
a completely different environment, and a lot of these players, this is their first TFT tournament because of they just hit Masters or they've just had fun playing the game and they want to compete. It's a very good experience, and I think this was one of my first experiences playing in TFT tournament, and
Mm.
where I got quickly humbled because
Mm.
I thought I was the highest person seeded. I had 500 LP more than the second place. I thought I was gonna win, and then I got fifth place, and it was not a good day for me.
Didn't feel nice for you.
Uh,
No, I can imagine. Obviously, everyone has that kind of competitive spirit, especially if you find something that you become really good at. It is so fun to just sort of share that with other people. But any thoughts maybe on perhaps the mental side of this on a more human level? You know, a lot of these players, either winning or losing, will have had something change about their mindset heading into the second game, right? You can't just completely mental reset and go from the same state from game one into game two. So for the players that lost this game, maybe do you think there's anything they can do to sort of get back into it in a mental standpoint? For the players that won, how do they avoid sort of getting an ego, getting too overconfident, pushing through into the next round? Any sort of tips, any thoughts on either how you would approach that or how you think they should be approaching that?
I have like this routine where you just have like you just want to have the same variables around you. You want to have like the same music, have the same amount of sleep, and if you just drink water, just focus on the next game, then it should just be fine. But if you do start to tilt, just try and just catch those moments where you're like, "Oh, I shouldn't be rolling here. I'm just tilted. I'm rolling." Just just be aware of those, and then if you're just aware of them, that will do most of it because then it'll just stop that tilt.
Mm.
From my experience.
And at what point do you start bringing out the real banger comps? At what point do you start throwing the Hail Marys and going for these, absolutely impossible to hit comps and trying to just completely flip the lobby? Maybe maybe you go eighth twice in a row and you think, well, you know what, I've got nothing to lose. Um,
That's just when there's actually a lot of spots for that. So you could trick yourself to think that this is the only thing you can do, but I think you should just do you can just do that if you're in that spot. If you feel that way, I think you should just go how you feel because if you go against it, you don't know what to do and then you get lost.
yeah, and of course, I mean, I think as you say, sort of to follow up on that, just sort of keeping a calm mind and sticking to what you know is good and sticking to what you know is strong is obviously going to be uh, always the best way to go around it. But you never know with some of these players, sometimes it might just be a let's for fun it angle, because I've been in that situation tons of
Yeah,
times. You've lost like the first 2 or 3 games of a tournament and you just get into a mindset of like, well, I'm not gonna get tilted, but I'm just gonna have some fun now because why else are we playing this game even?
yeah.
Um, mm,
Why else play TFT if you're not enjoying it? Just
yeah,
play other games. There's so many other games, but
mm,
TFT is so fun. Even if you are losing,
mm,
just getting more placements, just trying to get a little bit higher than you currently are. Because it's not just win or lose in TFT.
mm,
It's like really lose, really win. At some points, it's just you just want to lose the least, and that can just feel good enough.
yeah, I agree. And I don't know. With TFT, it just feels like such a. Whenever I get tilted playing something else, TFT is just one of those games that it feels like I can come back to and be like in a like nice little safe space, which is weird for a competitive game. Um, but enough of my little tangential stories because I think we're ready to head into this game now. Have a little bit of catching up to do on the exact game state, but we'll do our best to fill you in on everything that's happened so far. As we see, lovely little slammer of a 5 Noxus comp on your stream immediately popping up.
Oh, 5 Noxus, Placidium Library. Looking like a quick 7 Noxus if he continues this win streak. Could go to 9. Looking scary. With the Nash's Tooth, very good Mordekaiser item. Giant Slayer could be Azir, could still be Mordekaiser.
Mm. You love that Mordekaiser champion, don't you?
Yeah, he's just too strong. He's just too strong.
Mm. There are certain champions that feels like Riot sort of rotates through where they just love having them as high cost units and they feel sort of like they have that sort of essence of a legendary
Yeah.
champion, if you know what I mean. Obviously, Mordekaiser is
Yeah, the
not legendary on this
Ari.
set. Yeah, the Aries, the Mordekaisers, these sort of like mythical champions almost. That sort of transcend through sets.
Yasuo's another one of those.
Mm. Just here, just sliding back to our little faces. We will head back into game in just a little second. Don't worry about that. For now, you get to see are nice little faces again. I mean, I don't think anyone at home has anything to complain about when they get to see the Joshy Salad duo on their screens for this long in one day. But yeah, obviously we saw some little snippets there. Obviously, you were mentioning how good that Noxus 5 is in the early stages. Obviously, a very favored win streaking composition for most people. As we head back into it, so once you see those win streaks start to roll in for that comp, once you get those bonuses rolling in, it becomes so much easier to tunnel that lead into something stronger. And with the really good late game units now, like the Mordekaiser, that just becomes such a threat to the lobby.
With Noxus as well, because of after every combat win, you just get extra hit, AD, AP, and HP. So it just, if you're winning with Noxus, you just get stronger throughout the game. So it's just a really big snowball.
Yeah. Of course, with that Noxus crest as well, so clearly funneling into that composition, we get a nice little look at the Stormo here. Look at that little legend. What actually? That's a question I haven't even. What little legend do you use?
I use a Popstar Melissa. I don't know what it looks like. I don't know how to describe it. I've just used it ever since and
And you've just never changed it.
never changed it. And then I kind of just felt like, this one's no one picks it. I guess it's mine then.
Fair enough. I like rotating through them. But I'm not the kind of person to spend like $300 on like a new.
I've never been tempted to buy the chibis, but sometimes the chibis tilt me. So on PBE where you can pick whichever one you want, I always pick it. So I tilt my enemies on PBE.
See, this Noxus comp still just holding strong here. Might be about to pick up their first loss with those big shields coming in. I say first loss, obviously, just lost the round
No.
before this.
Yeah. The Misfortune 2 is very powerful. This early on the game, having a 2-star free cast at this point. I feel like MF in this stage of the game, some people like to 3-star her, and I think it could be powerful. I think in Worlds there was a player who used to just play MF as their main game plan. So maybe they drew inspiration for that, but they also did have a Demacia spat, so they could just play Mordekaiser.
Yeah. Sorry, I just want everyone to play Mordekaiser, don't they? 8 Mordekaiser comps lined up on the Rift. Which one do you think wins? One of them is Demacia, one of them is Noxus. One of them is a Freljord Mordekaiser.
I wouldn't take the Freljord Mordekaiser.
Do you think the Demacia iteration is the strongest, or do you think funneling into that Noxus comp where he can pick 3 items is better?
I think Noxus can cap out the hardest because you can play around Azure and then you can just play around other units. I think Demacia is like the safest play.
Yeah.
See Dragonblade playing Shurima, playing for the Azure.
You think over here now to a bit of a dummy comp. We got the early game Jin Cassiopeia backline.
Losing the 6 streak. Playing Ionia, probably gonna go for 6. Targon. Oh, maybe Nuggy can cook something up.
Maybe Nugget can cook something up.
You can cook.
Do you
You
reckon
could
it's
cook
worth
it.
going for the higher
Aphelios.
Do you reckon it's worth hitting that Targon 3, Targon 4? Or do you think it's worth sort of
I think
sitting
it's
on the
purely unit based. I think if you play the Aphelios, I think if you're playing around the Aphelios, then it's good. But I don't think otherwise you should play for the 4 Targon. Maybe if he gets a stronger front line. But there's a chance he reroll. You don't know from this spot.
Sure. But obviously hitting that Targon emblem from the silver ornament probably does feel quite nice. There's some that's a great one to get from there as well. Has the reforger in case anything crazy goes down, but that much of a flip from this far into the game already done, so that's the best option. Contagion, as well as a rune that I've always had a bit of a gripe with. Maybe it's just my loading load, but I just feel like that augment does nothing.
Sometimes it might feel like it does nothing, but it's just purely like mid to late game value.
Yeah.
It's just a combat value you gain, but you might just not see it.
Yeah.
It swings fights quite a lot of the time, but I'm just surprised that Nuggy didn't play for any +1s in the Placidium library.
Yeah, I suppose that contagion spreading onto the carriers as well means that you can just get rid of them so much faster with that bonus damage, with that extra one-shot potential.
And here's everyone picking their traits, what they want.
That Placidium library.
We're going for the 6 bruiser
Yeah,
for
that's
the
the reason why
PRK.
the double Ginsu's on the Kale backline so far as well.
Going for the kill 3, Cho'Gath 3,
Poppy 3.
Puffy 3. Interesting. This variant of kill rerolls not as common anymore, but it used to be really common at the start of 9.5. Because you either played kill carry at the backline or Malzahar, but then it transitioned into Cassiopeia. Dragonblade also might play reroll Void, so it might be hard to find some of these Cho'Gaths. PRK is on 20 gold, so it's not looking the best. They did win, but it might be a win-lose situation where you have no money and you're winning and losing.
Yeah, I mean, this problem with these hyper roll comps is always just don't hit, don't win.
Yeah.
Obviously, still has some HP to play with, still has a little bit of gold to play with. Trying to maybe get that Renekton as well, obviously probably lower on the priority list, selling those two in the end to get that extra econ going into the next round. But
Playing for the kill carry.
Yeah.
Playing for the kill carry, you kind of want to go to level 6 because of the extra shred that you gain. Because with Kale at level 6, you get a shred, and level 9, you get 2 extra waves on a cast, on a auto attacks. So it's you kind of want to hit earlier, but if PRK is able to hit these 3 stars, they might be able to win streak and get to there, but it's not looking good so far.
No, not good at all, obviously.
See Nuggy go with the Vanquisher.
Yeah.
So they are committing to the Ionia Vanquisher. Oh god.
Kale
No cooking.
The max attack today looked like, but it's not enough to deal with those champions. It's not doing any damage really yet. You can auto 100 times, but if every auto does 1 damage, it's not gonna kill the enemy.
Yeah. Once it's 3-star though, it'll do 10 damage to the 1.
Yeah. 3-star once it gets those level up buffs as well, obviously. So probably, I mean, very unlikely that this is gonna hit level 9 KO, but
who knows? With the prismatic, it could be level up, and then they win a streak from the 3-star kill, 3-star Puffy, 3-star Cho'Gath. Who knows?
We've got Mother on the bench. A lot of 1 cost, not a lot that we need. That's another Renekton.
Puffy 3,
Oh, there's
huge. Kill 3. Okay, we just need 1 more and then level up, and then the back. Oh, just went straight to level 6 instead of... Okay. I guess we're giving up on the Cho'Gath 3.
So now the kill with that radiant item as well as the 3-star just doing so much more damage. Basically can't kill anything front line, so pick it up there. A nice little win here, obviously. It wasn't lost streaking, it wasn't completely terrible, but not on the best HP so far, so it's nice to just stabilize the game a little bit.
If this is prismatic, it could change the game. Unfortunately, it's just gold.
Teaming up all reverse, please. That library card.
Go.
I mean, what would you take in this spot? Obviously, the cybernetic leech there means that Kale does get so much more omnivamp if any poke lands onto her, if any burst starts going onto her. Throwing a rapid fire cannon on her as well, so loses the Lamasia item.
Not sure about that. The options weren't great for them, so I guess that was just the best in that position. We can see Dragon Blade on the Void board. I think this Void board at this stage doesn't seem strong enough. Only 5 Vel'Kozes. Does have the duplicator on the bench, so it could come back, but with the nerfs to Vel'Koz to the multicasters, I don't think it's good enough.
First one, obviously. Slipping into last behind KRD. Herald charge will not do too much. Maybe just drop the Aurelia to the point where she dies. Lessen the blow of this loss a little bit. Dragon Blade now dropping down to a point where one big loss could knock them out of this lobby. Not over just yet. Obviously, 62 gold. Still a lot to play with. Shouldn't feel too threatened of another loss just yet. As most of those losses won't be breaking the 15 threshold, but
I don't think they're weak enough to lose by that much. Those hit 6 Vel'Kozes.
it's another vote.
Oh, only needs 2 more, but the lack of front line might just not even be enough with the Vel'Koz 3. With Vel'Koz 3's, Gunblade's a really strong item because it just sustains the front line, and the main front line in this is the Shelly, but
Yeah.
with the sustain, it is strong enough, but going down to 9 HP, it's not looking great.
What if this Jin ult is just enough to knock out the Vel'Koz? Unlucky there. A win there could have crucial in just keeping that extra little bit of HP alive, but drop down to 9 HP. Could technically still survive one round, but it's getting to
Vel'Koz on the carousel.
Does
Only
have
2 off there.
Doesn't look like Dragon Blade? Oh, maybe. Just turning around the little fluff of barbers there. Turns around to grab the Vel'Koz too as well. Scion with a spat there. Could be nice to try and
PRK.
finish it.
Also, that denies everyone else in the lobby for that spatula, so...
Yeah. I mean, when do you think it's important to focus item over champion or vice versa in these scenarios? Because obviously, I feel like there's a debate to be had over, like, you know, should you force a carry's item here, or should you really try to go for a 2-star, 3-star, etc.?
I feel like if you have 2 items, I think it's fine to go for the champion, but I think if you only have 1 item on your main carry or your main tank, I think you should just still go for the item.
You do see that 3-star Vel'Koz coming now with the JG, with the blue buff.
With the Hodge as well. With the extra crit chance, so then the base AP with the jeweled gauntlet, so it does more damage and has extra healing. Unfortunately, that healing does not go onto the front line, so it's a little bit worse than Hextech Gunblade, but it should still be strong. Marvello with 2 Cassiopeia 2s. Looks like they haven't found their Azir, so they're either waiting to find the Azir, or they're gonna try and just go for Cassio 3.
Maybe just like Cassiopeia, man. The Vel'Koz though, dishing out just enough damage to knock out both of them. Obviously with the multicaster and the Vel'Koz ult hitting the multiple targets, just so much burst coming in onto both of them. Nice little win there. Keeps him on 9 HP. Obviously the further this game goes, the more that 9 HP turns into 1 loss, but see the triple Sejuani's in the shop here. That could... What do you think? Would you sell that for this?
Oh, the Sejuani 2 and the Azir 2 knocks us back. This could easily be a comeback if he finds Mordekaiser 2 and Kaiser 2. They're back in the actual game. Being 3 HP is like, it doesn't matter if you still win the game on 3 HP.
See, very big win there. Not even slightly close. Obviously, those 4 stars in the backline as well as sorry, 4 costs in the backline as well as a 2-star. Sejuani at the front, tanking up so much that Swain with the Freljord buff as well, allowing that Sejuani to just have that extra little bit of impact. Darius
They're
Protocol.
contemplating selling the Kai'Sa, I think.
Mm.
I think there's a argument to sell it because they don't have a Kai'Sa pair. They might want to carry the Azir, carry the Mordekaiser, instead of just having 1 item, 2 item champions.
Yeah.
Has QSS, which is Mordekaiser's best item, other than maybe Nash's Tooth. Still needs magic resist shred, so should go for a static shiv or a what's it called? Ionic spark.
Mm.
Rerolls the tier. Oh, thinking for the last Azir item. Or the Ginsu. YLCL still played the Demacia Mordekaiser, but still only Mordekaiser 1. They do have return on investment and 2 Mordekaisers, so there's a chance that they're trying to play for the first again.
Okay. That is
But
usually
this
so much on the backline here, completely untouched.
this is the Noxus, probably the best variant of Noxus playing around the Azir.
Mm. Obviously, just being able to tick into those other buffs as well, that hitting that 2 Freljord, 2 Shurima, 2 Challenger, 2 Strategist, just getting all those little buffs in which make this Azir so much harder to touch, so much harder to deal with.
Oh, on the other boards you can see YL0 hit the Mordekaiser 2. Only JX hits Aatrox 2.
Aatrox 2 for JX. 2 Aatroxes on the bench here. Zeke as well. Not really hitting anything else though. Just debating whether the Kai'Sa...
Oh, the YLCL on the 9 Demacia. Oh, the win condition.
The win condition has been hit.
The first raid.
Oh my god, look at all those radiant items.
If you don't know what 9 Demacia does, it just gives them a ridiculous amount of magic resistant armor.
Yeah, to adjacent allies.
Because of the Demacia, the 9 Demacia. Oh, PRK's dead. Because of the 9 Demacia, it just makes it so every loss is just as much as possible because nothing dies.
Yeah, CPR, just the first to drop there. Obviously, not ideal. We'll still get that 1 point. Nobody gets nothing. You know, there's participation awards in TFT too. Carrying over the little 1 point into the next round, but this 9 Demacia could start cleaving some people off the board. Obviously, Dragonblade, one of the possible opponents for the next round, currently on that win streak as well, but playing against this, you just don't really like the odds. Coming against
the only JX with 9 Ionia, the battle of the 9 traits.
See, turns out Swanger here, the Ari, getting a big wave with that, but not really much to build, so not doing too much to that really tanky Demacia line. I'm doing a little bit more though. It looks like the Ionian champions are starting to cleave through.
Oh, YLC0.
And it's just not enough. Not even a 9 Demacia could carry this man into the higher sections of the lobby, dropping down to -10 now. So we'll be a 7th place with 9 Demacia. That never feels good after you hit something like that. But the 9 Ionia, that damage just outscaling the tankiness by too much.
In most lobbies, you'd win with 9 Demacia. It's super unfortunate because of the nature of Placidium Library. 9 traits are just super common.
Yeah.
Especially with only JX going 9 super early, being healthy.
2 people drop out of that round as the carousel flies by. So we are now into the final 5 Ziti here. On that 7 Noxus that we were talking about earlier, still a very, very strong composition.
They're very
Holding
strong,
weapons
but
free.
very hard to win from that spot, I think. Being only level 8, can't reach the 9 Noxus. You're just trying to play for top 4. Just trying to play for your highest placement.
Get as many points as you can on the board heading into the next round so you can get that placement finish. Look at that 9 Ionia board though. 3 items on the 2-star Zaya as well have the R with the Jack Social. We've seen her get 2 or 3 big waves off her fight, as it is just not even close in this one.
Was a ghost ward, so no one dies here, but well, the HPs are looking really close.
You see Marvello, who has dropped down to 1 HP here. No delay on the no delay on the lethality, so does survive through that round. Couple of people now, 3 people living on just 1 loss, so very likely we'll see someone get knocked out on this round. Only JX holding on to a very strong lead in the top spot. 38 HP with the 9 Ionia looks very hard to deal with from this position.
And in this position, you just don't want to be the person to fight the only JX.
Yeah.
Because it just feels bad, because in that spot, you can't do anything. You've built the best board you can. And you just fought someone who's just infinitely stronger than everyone else.
Yeah. Let me see. It will be Zeta. Who was win streaking, was doing all the Noxus comp, but just not quite enough to deal with this 9 Ionia, so we'll slip down into probably the 5th place position. Remains to be seen what happens with Marvello, but I don't think they can take as heavy of a loss as this.
2 units.
So it's minus 15 for PK Zeta. Marvello down to minus 13, so yeah, 2 HP above. Just about clinching that 4th place position, which is big because it's the difference between getting 4 or 6 points. Marvello will get those 6, which puts him up to a total of 15. And I believe that Vodito, who won the first game that we cast, also came 4th, which means that both Vodito and Marvello tied on 15 points at this point in time, both going 1-4. The lobby will slowly start to fill itself out with this final 3, Nuggy, Witness, and the only JX.
The only JX, just trying to get that RE2, just trying to cap out the board.
Yeah, I will say
At
very,
this-
very solid from the only JX to start off, because finishing 2nd in that first game into now clinching at least top 3, probably looking at 1st. That is going to be 17 points on the board already from those first 2 games in such an incredibly strong start.
Fighting the Vanquisher Zaya as well. There's only one that can be at the top though. Itemized towards the Karma. The Karma... Ooh, this fight's closer than expected.
Oh, this Karma ult doing quite a bit. Obviously still on full HP, and it looks like the Zaya is the only one left standing. It does get rid of the Karma, so we'll be able to just, with that Aatrox respawn, clean out the Rise, knock some sense into Nuggy, who might have thought that they had the win there, but Witness being taken out as well, so that's 3rd place picked up on the board. Not a bad result for somebody who picked up only, I believe, 3 points from the first round. Whereas the only JX now, with this clinching at least 2nd, so at least 8 points, meaning the minimum they can get overall from the first 2 rounds is 16, which is incredible out of a possible 18 from those first 2 rounds. So very strong, sort of consistent performance so far. Obviously, Placidium Library into hitting the Ionia 9, very, very good. Possibly fortunate, but hey, sometimes you just have to hit.
The Karma just obliterated the board.
Oh dear, the Carvel just nicked, but
There is a chance.
There is a chance, it seems.
With the Rise 2 recently hit, that might have been the difference.
Mm.
The Ionia Rise with the attack speed.
Shen was holding on for a very, 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 very long time there. Pulling out the Aatrox at the end as well, but obviously Commerce is a bit too strong. The only Jax dropping now to 23 HP, probably still has 2 losses in him to get through to that carousel round, but wants to end this as quickly as possible, you'd argue.
This could be the difference between not playing for Vanquisher. the Zaya's not able to get as much damage off, and I think the Aatrox doesn't really do anything. So I think for Vanquisher might be the difference for the only JX.
Yeah. And do you think you changed anything about the way that they are positioning their boards here? Or do you think it's sort of a bit straightforward and just have to pray that their team pulls out the better fight?
The main thing against the Karma is to avoid clumping your units together. I think the only JX's position are much better than earlier, because now the units aren't as close together. As I say that, the Karma taking out the Zaya, and
It just seems like this comp with this 9 Ionia that was maybe just a bit too tunneled on that, and could have found a way to slip in that 4th Vanquisher. But we'll get one last chance here on the final carousel of the game. This next round will probably be the decider. No Vanquisher emblem on the board, but let's have some good units to choose from.
I think Nuggy was trying to deny the Giant Slayer from the only JX because of the only JX has 2 Ari items, and I think he was just hovering over it because of he wanted a different item, but he wanted to mainly deny the Giant Slayer, which is an interesting play there.
Obviously, being already in like a winning spot here, cares more about neutralizing the chances for the JX to come back into the fight. As we'll head into what is the final battle of this game. 5 HP on the Ionia JX, that 9 Ionia comp, versus the 6 Ionia 4 Vanquisher. That bonus damage, that bonus crit just seems to be pushing Nuggy over the edge here.
The only JX with the RE3 ult, it's looking very close, but it's not enough. The Nuggy held on for so long, but the only JX, the 9 Ionia was too powerful.
Yeah, and I mean, very good showing from Nuggy there. Obviously, 2 variations of that Ionia comp. Obviously, 114 and the 9 was one focusing more on the Vanquisher damage. That Karma got him through so many rounds, pulled him so close, 12 HP away from that victory, 1 round away from that victory, but just not enough. And that is a huge game for the Oni JX. 17 points now out of a possible 18. Only 1 point dropped over the course of 2 games. Any big takeaways from that one, maybe?
I think Placidium Library for Earth players it's just a must portal. I think you just need to get that +1, and if you can get to level 9 or get a Force of Nature and get the +1, I think you should go for that. I think also the only JX in that last fight did play 4 Vanquisher and drop the Aatrox, so I think that made the difference in that last fight.
Yeah. And of course, as it stands now, just to give people a little rundown of how the leaderboard is looking. Obviously, we'll be on the right of me as well, but going into the 3rd round, currently we have the only JX in first place with 17 points out of 18. Then 4 people tied on 15 points out of that possible 18 with Vodito, Marvello, Mayuk, and Nuggy. Obviously, all showing up well in the last game as well. So it'll be interesting to see how those top players perform heading into the next rounds. Those bottom players still in with a chance of making a comeback before next week's games, but some ground left to gather up. So stay tuned as we head into round 3 after another short break and some time for us to rest before we get into the last game of the day. Thank you.
I don't wanna fall for you, oh no. But you make it so hard. Watching you dance all night, baby, is making me fall hard. Trying to take a deep breath, but I just can't control my lungs. Ooh. Trying to hide my cold sweat, but I just keep on talking in tongues. It's a funny situation that I got myself into. I can't help my own frustration, 'cause I think, yeah, I think I like it. I think I like it. Got nothing to lose. 'Cause I think I like it. Tell me if you like me too. How can you move the way you do? It's making me crazy, yeah. You're moving just like you own the room. Make it look easy. I wanna take you away to somewhere we can be by ourselves. I see you looking my way, so maybe it's not all in my head.
Hello once again. Hello for the final time tonight, actually, everyone that is watching from home. And welcome back to the University Esports UK and Republic of Ireland Winter 2023 Teamfight Tactics season. Somebody put that on a poster because it's getting really hard for me to say. Should just have that next to my name or something. Welcome back. We've had 2 fantastic games of TFT so far. The lobby's shaping up pretty nicely. We've got some people on the higher end at that 17-15 point range, some people on the lower end at that 3-point range. My name is DrySaladXXL, George Townsend, and I'm back with my lovely duo, Joshy. Joshy, any thoughts on how things have gone so far?
Played out a little bit off the track of what I thought. I feel like the first game, seeing the Kassadin winning the first game, but then game 2, it just came back to what I thought was gonna happen. We were just gonna play for the 9 trades, the Noxus 9, the Ionia 9. But who knows what happened in this third one? Really dependent on the portal, but we'll see.
Yeah, of course, and obviously just to rerun through the lobby as it stands, I'm going to do all 16, because why not? Everyone deserves a little time in the limelight. We've got in first place so far with 17 points out of 18, the only JX dropping down to 15 points. We have a 4-way tie between Vodito, Marvello, Mayuk, and Nuggy. Dropping down then to 6th place is Crowd Ace with 13 points, tied on 10 points are Witness and Command Attack. On 9 points is Mysterious Hotbo. On 8 we have PK Zeta. On 7 PRKRD. On 6 Mr. Siren GLPX, Epsilon E West, and on 5 points Dragonblade 64. Before bringing up the rear is YLCO, chilling on 3 points.
It's super unfortunate being on 3 points. Could have easily been in the upper end in the 15-13 points.
Yeah,
but obviously it's all down to the top 8, so everyone still wants to keep going. No one's eliminated here, so everyone still wants to get to the top 8 position.
Yeah, I mean, obviously anyone getting into that first place, even, that could slingshot you from 16th into 7th or 8th if you if you perform well enough. So we'll be looking towards those break points. But I think we are just about loading into the lobby as we speak. So we'll be switching over into the game stream, and we get to show you the selections. I love this. I mean, you haven't got to talk about the selections yet, but we'll actually see what the map picks are. We'll see what the legends are. So I'll let you take it away a bit here, drop some knowledge on us for a little bit, brother.
Okay, Shifting Sands, Jay's Workshop, Water Dogs. I feel like Jay's Workshop is most people might lean towards for the prismatic augment, because of you could hit the two traits, the 2 Noxus, 2 Ionia. But we can see everyone picking something different. Got 2 people on Shifting Sands, 2 people on Slaughter Docks, 4 people on Jace's Workshop.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's no secret that I'm an absolute lover of the Jace's Workshop augment. And oh, it gets picked
Oh,
up.
it's there.
Oh, it gets. What a good day. What a good day. As we see him.
Everyone's gonna go for their prismatic augments. For the Earth players, gonna go for the 2 traits.
We see him. PK said it on the Poro. What do you think about the Poro legend?
Horror Legend, it due to the meta, I think it should be fine because of even without getting the ancient archive, you still have the opportunity to get the +1s.
Yeah.
And with Poro, it just allows you to play anything.
Yeah. It's like playing vanilla TFT. None of this.
Yeah.
None of this silly forcing builds or anything like that. Lovely. Obviously, these comps will slowly start to form over the course of the next few rounds. These first little minion rounds, not as deciding in how these comps will form, but once that first augment hits, depending on how strong it is, of course. I haven't actually seen a first augment prismatic yet, have we? Or even a second augment prismatic.
No. I'm not sure if we've seen prismatic at all today.
Have we not? Perhaps not. Bless us then, OTFT lords.
A full prismatic
Oh,
game.
I've lost my mind. It's Jace's Workshop game. Of course we're gonna see a prismatic. Fantastic.
Oh, okay.
You can't see me.
A lot of legend variety. I saw Ezreal, saw Poro. Not as Earth dominated as I thought it was going to be.
Yeah. That first prismatic of the game does come through.
We have the rare 5 item opener, or the 4 item and extra gold, and it is the prismatic. So let's see what PK picks.
Rolls into a cursed crown. Rolls into AA2. Let's drop the training dummy.
There is the ancient archive. Let's go for the training dummy.
What does it get?
With the
Radiant Virtue, the chalice, okay.
Oh,
We are buffing
the stationary dummy, if you're a nerd, is actually really high in the stats. Probably due to the support items being really powerful and being able to play it in multiple different comps.
Hmm.
With this one, I think it's a bit counterintuitive because of you want the dummy to die, but you don't want your AP units on the front line, so I don't think it's that great, but it could still be decent. See Witness with 2 ancient archives.
And obviously, if you do start to build that more like single target damage comp, that target dummy can be a problem for you if it, you know, taunts the enemy for too long, if you're spending too much of your abilities on just neutralizing a completely useless NPC, but...
Yeah, some people
forget.
forget about the support items and just not forget about the support items, just forget about the dummy. It's still also an extra frontline unit.
Gives you that extra 2 or 3 seconds so your carries can get more damage off, so your tanks maybe heal up a bit more, tank up a bit more. Ah. Early game TFT.
Nice, relaxing. Don't have to think too hard.
Cheeky little Ionia crown on the right of my screen. Do you think we're forcing Ionia 9, or do you think it's going to be more chill, just kind of build around the 6 Ionia comp?
Think it's not Placidium Library this time, so it's very unlikely to go for 9. Unless there's a spatula on carousel, it should just be the standard 6.
Mm.
The Karma 3. Lose into the dummy. No, win into the dummy.
Look at him. I mean, he's just so chill. That
Super unfortunate for that to be last alive.
Yeah, but I mean that trading dummy on Void frontline is just it feels a bit strange to play against when you get the double extra units you're playing against the level 4 comp with 6 champions on the board essentially.
It's 6 champions, but it doesn't. It didn't feel like
but
it there.
two of them aren't really champions, I suppose. But this extra item just coming in nicely. You go hit level up.
Vodito. using Radiant RFC. Probably the Mordekaiser again. It could also be Neela.
Because we've seen quite a few times, and only one person going into this first carousel with a full win streak going. Crowd Ace just sliding into the OECC, the level 7 mastery bam emote. God knows why they added one of the worst features in League of Legends to TFT. Let's fix that one.
At least you can't do it in the middle of the game.
At least. I see a lot of people in this lobby, quite big hitters, looking to solidify themselves at the top. Marvello and Vodito, two of the people currently in second and third place. Both chilling on 15 points, obviously sharing that spot with two others. But a big win here could really solidify one of those top 8 spots going into next week. So they will obviously have 3 more games which will decide their final seeding.
For the lower place players, I feel like it's kind of more important to do place well in this game
Yeah.
rather than the higher place players, because if they feel like they've already played good enough, as long
Yeah.
as they top 4, they'll still stay at the top.
Yeah. I suppose playing it safe and just trying to get the points and not drop into 8th is a nice little way to secure yourself going into future weeks. A lot more risks have to be taken once you're at the bottom of the leaderboard. Or you can still play it safe. I mean, we talked about this a bit earlier, you know, you might just stick to your guns and think, no, I know what I'm good at, I'm going to try and just win my way and hope it works out this time. See, double Bilgewater emblems already from that ancient archives. Coming in nicely here with that 5 Bilgewater buff. Jinx doing her thing on the back line.
If they do get to the level 9, you know what's gonna happen. Getting the 9 Bilgewater is probably the best win con, but not win streaking, not having as great gold, could be tough.
Agree.
Marvello on a 4 loss streak, looking to play Mordekaiser. Super important if he wins this round.
I don't
If he wins this round, could ruin his gold. If he loses, it's really important he fights a strong opponent here.
I don't want to hear you say Mordekaiser again, brother.
He has the QSS.
I'm gonna kick you off this call if I hear you say that champion's name again.
Okay.
This one here. That ancient archive's picked up by about 50% of the lobby. I'm starting to think.
Yeah.
It's so good
There
at
was
first.
50% of the lobby picking Jesus Workshop, so they were all playing for the same things. And he
I feel
does
like
get the 5 streak.
heading into that Krugs round with that win streak still active is so huge. Crowd Ace. Marvello on the other side with the 5 loss streak. Opposite comes that Sona Kale frontline. Not the strongest in the world, but obviously intentional. So we will now throw in a bit of a stronger lineup to make sure he secures this Krug round. Now, call me silly, but I don't think I've ever seen a pro player lose a Krug round.
There's been some.
Interesting.
I've seen quite a few. I think I've lost the Krug round. It's
Oh,
usually when you play like something like Piltover, where you want to lose, and then you like, I need to make it strong enough to beat the Krugs.
Yeah. It's lose
And
a
if
little
you
bit too hard.
do, yeah. But if you level to 5, it's pretty much guaranteed you win.
Yeah. Looking forward, I mean, I assume you've seen a bit of what's coming up in the 10 set. Do you have any
Yeah.
kind of thoughts on that going forward? Maybe anything you're looking forward to seeing in the future? Anything you're kind of worried about or think might be cool?
The 10 set is probably the most exciting set I've seen in a while, and like because of its themes, music, and then it brings back a lot of different things from older sets, like the chosen mechanic, which was in like set 4 that they've brought back to headliners, and then the new traits. They all seem really good because of the music. The music traits. There's a jazz one, hyper pop one, and if you put them together, it creates just like its own different song. So it's not even just playing the game itself. Listening to the music's great, and the champions are fun.
It's really cool from the design team as well. Yeah, we don't get 1v3'd by a Quinn, right, team? Get real.
No, there's no way. There's no way.
Radiant Deathblade, Radiant Rapid Fire, baby. Who?
Oh, really close, really with the Quinn clutch in the 1v3. Not sure if she could have done that in League of Legends.
What have we got? We've got Tactician's Tools off the reroll. We've got Level Up off the reroll. We've got Giant Grab Bag rerolled into Overwhelming Force. We'll be taking the level up and immediately leveling to 7. The big
I
smile
like
face.
I like the level up option here. Trying to get to the level 8 as quick as going straight to level 7
Mm.
and rolling down. Probably trying to find the Jarvan, the Mordekaiser, the Fiora early.
Yeah,
Or
stopping at
just sitting.
32 here. Stopping at 32 here, not wanting to send it too hard. One more to come. Still a third prismatic to come. Man.
Yes. The third prismatic is most likely most people are gonna pick combat augments or one that gives them force of nature because they already committed to their comps and they shouldn't need another spatula or an emblem. But who knows?
Yeah. I mean, I suppose if there's like a really clear breaking point where they can just like randomly hit Ionia 9 out of nowhere.
Yeah,
It's unlikely.
very rare. Except
After
for
hitting,
last game.
I mean, if you hit Ionia Crown on first round, I don't think you're gonna hit Ionia Crown again, guys.
No.
It's not gonna happen. Ooh. But yeah, so not quite sending it down for the Jarvans just yet.
On
No one
on
has
the
hit
level
Mordekaiser yet. Happy me.
It's coming soon. It's coming soon.
Pray for yourself that it doesn't.
The crowd is with 4 karmas. The karmas came in clutch in the previous game. Wasn't clutch enough, but Karma 3 is still really powerful. No Vanquish spat this time, but it could still be strong. Could also be items for Ari.
And it feels like Karma's been quite similar in her playstyle over pretty much every set that she's been in. I mean, I remember Dragonlance Karma, I remember all these sort of iterations of the crit sort of spam ability one-shot Karma where she would just nuke half your team and feels quite annoying to play against sometimes.
Yeah. I don't think there's ever really been the use of a shield or other ability in League of Legends, but the Q's been a staple.
Yeah. Do you play any League?
I play a bit of League. I used to play quite a spatula on Carousel. That's very interesting.
So this
Could
could change
be.
the prismatic choices a little bit, maybe.
Oh! For the Ionia players, I think it's probably Ionia Noxus. I feel like Marvello didn't get it because of he was playing a Demacia. There's no craftable for that.
Yeah. Keeping an eye on the little points on my second monitor. I will update you if the second lobby ever finishes early, like I did last time. I'm nice like that. I'm a host, but I bring the news to the people. I make sure
Two
people are in
jobs
the
at
dark.
once.
Yeah. Karde's still holding on to that nuclear win streak. Obviously tagging in about 6 traits right now with the 4 Ionias available. That Jin, so strong in the early game with that ultimate, that Karma as well. Almost ticking over onto 3 items.
Last Prismatic's gonna be really big for these win streakers who have a lot of gold,
Yeah.
or the level up players who can get to level 9. That's really the main win condition right now. I feel like it's that or 4-star, no 3-star, sorry, 3-star forecast. But I feel like no one has that much gold for that win condition right now.
When it looked for a while like Kardes was going to tank his first loss there, but the Karma just coming in clutch, cleaning out the Silco at the end as well, so PK loses their win streak instead. Kardes holding on now to a 9-game win streak, just 1 gold off that 50 econ as well. Heading into the Wolves round, if they win this, that could be absolutely ginormous. Are you more of a win streaker or more of a loss streaker?
I think I like win streaking more, but I'm more in the position of lose streaking. It's very unfortunate, but learning to win from lose streak is a lot harder than winning from win streak.
Yeah. You heard it, everyone. Challenger players lose just as much as you do.
Oh, Epsilon with the cursed crown. Try and go for the early 9 Bilgewater.
And maybe the first loss here for Proud Ace, as well as not taking over into the 50 econ. Just selling off those supplementary Azirs that were lying on the bench there. We held.
Armor
Into the
was
Wolf
unable
round.
to clutch.
Yeah. Not back-to-back rounds for this freak. With Wolf round, into a couple more fights, into the final prismatic of the game, which will probably really solidify these sort of 1 to 4 positions, depending on who hits those really nuclear prismatics. I'm taking Golden Egg if it lands right now.
Golden egg.
Yeah.
If I was in crowd A spot, maybe. But
If I'm 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, or 8, I'm taking Golden Egg. Yeah. It's like a legal requirement for me. And I got block nose from you.
ah,
Hold on.
that's unfortunate.
I made like a nice little soup as well. It's just like steaming my nose. Just like unblocking
I had a tea before this to try and block my nose.
Oh, what kind of tea?
We're just rolling down with the golden ticket, trying to find the Azirs. Finds one. Still holding on to the Toma traits. Probably waiting to try and get the Shurima, the extra Shurima spat or the strategist.
Uh-huh.
Going off against a multicaster board. Multicaster Nico. Okay, they're cooking.
I mean, you were telling me before this how multicaster is not in the best spot right now after some giga nerfs got dropped in their head.
It's also not great with the Twisted Fate 1 as well.
Yeah.
Must not be the spot that they wanted to be in.
See, ooh, okay. Grab bag, curse crowns. Obviously, the grab bag gives that second spat for the Shurima.
Ooh. Let's see what they value here. Instantly going for the grab bag, so gonna go for the Force of Nature. Probably going for the Tome Shurima spat rather than the Fawn.
Yeah.
Or they're just holding on to it. We could see. Nine Shurima out of the Noxus and the Ionia is probably the strongest one in my opinion. I mean, yeah, I think other than that, there's nothing else that's stronger. I think Bilgewater could be, but it really depends on the enemy's front line.
Yeah. Told me multicasters are weak. I'm seeing the Velcros in every lobby.
But this isn't Multicaster, and I think he's just gonna try and play for the Silco 3 because of
Oh, and the
very
very rapid fire Mordekaiser nuking him from halfway across the map with 2 autos.
Yeah, the Mordekaiser is a little strong.
You see this this little training dummy build. Still holding on strong.
They're
in that first place.
deciding between if they want the training dummy backline or front line. They want the AP on the backliners, but they want the dummy to die to get the heal. Thought it was gonna be Stalk build, but it's actually Azir, so
That was the dummy benefit from the strategist.
from the shield, yeah.
Yes.
But I think if you backline it, no.
Yeah. That bonus AP coming in clutch for the training dummies dropping a nuke on the enemy's foreheads.
Yeah, the training dummies and ability is insane.
I feel like this is the closest lobby we've had so far in terms of HP spread.
Yeah, it felt like there was always like a couple people that were like really far behind, and some people like win streaking like crazy. But see Marvello, who was on a lose streak early on, who's win streaking now, so you can see that he just made use of the econ he gained from that last streak.
Still only 15 HP between Marvello and 8th place, so quite an open lobby to play for.
The one thing Marvello didn't enjoy from winning was having the pick order. Could have benefited from having a better item.
Yeah. And what do you value more at this stage of the game? I mean, obviously, having those items on carries is important, but once you have that sort of 3 item carry, do you think it's worth it more to just build an incredibly strong frontline around that, or opting into a second carry, or is it more like comp dependent? What would you?
I think if it's because of in this case Marvello's playing Demacia, I think I think in both cases frontline is really important than having a secondary carry. Because if your frontline just dies instantly, then your backline can't get the maximum amount of DPS off. I always try to have three tank and then 3 damage.
Yeah. Another day, another Mordekaiser. Big smile on my
Yep.
face.
The Mordekaiser 1 beating the Silco 2, the Azir 2.
Still just 15 HP, separating 3rd and 8th place though in this lobby. Play for Marvello sliding his way up from 8th all the way up to 2nd with that 6th game. Win streak 1 off the 2-star mode now, with that 7 Demacia already locked in. Does hit the Fiora on the turn. Doesn't look like they'll be trying for any of the 3 stars though.
Having the Fiora 1 and the Fiora 2 is with the Slayer spat really good. Because even with just the Mordekaiser 1, the Fiora is able to do enough DPS to sustain it. With the Demacia armor magic resist.
The Dragon Blade now just dropped to 16 HP for Dito. Heading into this Raptors round, we are starting to get into the later, more dangerous stages for some of these players, maybe 2 losses away from getting knocked out of the game. Marvello just standing strong, 7 wins in a row now.
In this spot, Marvello, you have to contemplate: should you go 9 here? Do you think you're strong enough? Do you roll for the Mordekaiser 2? I think the correct play is probably to go for the Mordekaiser 2, but some players in this situation with level up would try to go to level 9. Try and get that Aatrox too.
I suppose the level 9 a bit more risky play, but if you do hit that Aatrox 2 and Mordekaiser 2 and the same, oh, well, gets given it for free anyway, so probably opt into just leveling now.
Oh, so he did both without rolling. Perfect.
Well. You see him. I can blame here now. Vodito hitting that 2-star Mordekaiser as well, but
Dragon Blade here playing multicasters. Obviously not as powerful as before, and also not as powerful without the 3-star TF, 3-star Vel'Kars. And you're just trying to roll down here, trying to hit something, because you're gonna die out soon.
yeah,
With the Nautilus 3.
3 stars the Nautilus, but doesn't seem like there's just enough yet. That is here on the back doing way too much cleansing through those tanks and already standing a chance here, but still 1 life left in him. The problem is no econ really to play with. 2 Nikos away from the 3-star. Doesn't hit anything on that first.
The only thing Dragon Blade here can do is try and play for 7th. Just try and minimize your loss.
Yeah.
Just focus on positioning. It's really easy to just be demotivated in a situation, just give up and just be like, I got unlucky. But you just have to here just try to get the 7th place.
Or sell your whole board and 3-star that Shen.
I feel like that still would lose.
It's just 1 Nico away, fortunately.
Could have rolled down, but they're probably just too demoralized.
Coming up against
Another Azir board.
The double Silcos. Not losing as hard this time, but once that Sejuani is gone, it just becomes completely unplayable, and backline gets taken out in just a couple seconds. Dragon Blade 64 are first to get knocked out in this lobby. Crowd Ace seems like just about surviving on 1 HP. Big loss there.
I think that's all you can do in that spot. I think Nico 3 could. I feel like rolling just for the slight chance for the Nico 3 could have been the only option, but it's
Ooh,
hard
an
from that
Ari
position.
hit here. Line as well. Drop line, thanks to the end. That's the Ionia 9 complete now. 5 Vanquishers on the board as well.
9 Ionia, super powerful. We saw it. We saw it last game. It won the lobby, so. But the only thing is, someone else could hit a trait like this and a 9 trait like this, and then it'd go the same way. Maldito, even with the Mordekaiser 2, the Demacia Mordekaiser 2 I've been talking about.
This doesn't seem like enough for this Ionia 9 comp, which won the last lobby. Takes Vodito out of this one off screen. PRKRD gets knocked down to -10, so that's our 7th and 6th place candidates. Crowd Ace now has to make this 1 HP miracle run into at least the top 4. Hopefully, more for themselves. The good part is, even with all these wins, they get that first pick on the carousel.
From Crowd Ace here, you just have to take it fight by fight. You can't think you're just gonna win just because you have 9 Ionia and autopilot. We saw last game that 9 Ionia can still lose.
And of course, with those early lockouts, big hit for Vodito, who is in 2nd place before this lobby. We'll still have quite a few points. I don't believe they'll fall under the 8th mark, seeing as they did so well in the first 2 lobbies, and still getting 3 points in this one. So not too terrible. For Dragon Blade, a much worse story. Was 2nd last before this started, dropping last place this one. So don't think they'll be too happy with the overall performance over the 3 games. But for Vodito, maybe something to think about next week, is some valuable points dropped in that title charge.
The Nyla 2 is a very big hit for Crowd Ace. Going up against a 9 Bilgewater, so the battle of the 9 traits.
That is our 5th place candidate. The 9 Ionia, not enough to carry them into the first on this one. Witness just surviving on 4. As we do get our top 4, confirming at least 6 points for whoever is next to go out of this lobby. And I will, of course, update the leaderboard as both games are finished, but should be
Witness
too
with
many
this
rounds left.
Shurima board. Wasn't able to hit Shurima spat on the ancient archive. Super unfortunate, but they did squeeze a top 4 in a position with someone with 9 Ionia, so I think they did the best they could have.
Witness playing out now with this Rima 6. Up into Marvello.
Marvello with the Aatrox 2, Jordan 2, 6 Demacia, I think it's 6 Slayer as well for Marvello.
Too much
Too
for
tough.
Witness to deal with. Dropping down into 4th place now as Epsilon Marvello holding up the top side of that lobby. PK dropping down to 8 HP. 1 loss of being knocked out of this one. I'll say this is a very good for Marvello, who was already sitting pretty in that 3rd place spot, tied on points with the people around them, but this will push them up into the rafters. As we see the points start to build up over the 3 games. Epsilon on that win streak, hoping to hold this run deep. After this Elder Drake round, if they can knock out PK Zeta, that's massive points picked up.
PK Zeta with only 2 Silcos they need for Silco 3. If they can get that, they could get first, but it's very unlikely on level 7 with the reduced odds on forecast.
And already not having hit even a single one. We'll have one last chance to roll. Hits one of the Silcos, but not even enough gold to buy it yet. That was just about pick it up there. Oh, and they're gonna sell. They're gonna start selling the board, baby. Well, we see it picked
Okay.
up. Oh no. Well, let's see if 4 Silcos are enough to take down this team.
It was worth a try. If we
Yeah.
did hit it on one of the buys, it was possible to try and top 2 and maybe win this game. But from that spot, that's the best you could have asked for a third with Infernal Contract.
It was a respectable effort from PK there. Somebody who's sitting in the 10th place overall. Gets them quite a few points. Just 10 Bilgewater on my screen. For
Okay,
Absolutely
they only
lovely.
needed 9, but you know, 10 works.
I mean, the 10th one still benefits from the buffs. It's just a bit excessive.
With the Curse Crown, the 2 Ancient Archive, it's just 10 Bilgewater seems like a lot, but Marvella does have the strong Demacia board, so we'll see.
We'll see how this goes. Epsilon obviously on that 5-game win streak did just take the last round. 2 wins in a row would probably knock out Marvello here as well. Was able to do it. Gets rid of the Fiora almost immediately. Aatrox taken out in the F, the last one standing. It's not looking very good for Marvello because that one didn't seem extremely close that time.
For Marvella, you just have to try and think how you can win here. Can you get Mordecai's to 3? Can you go level 10? Will level 10 even do anything? Probably not, so you probably have to go for Mordecai's 3, a Fiora 3, something like that.
Looking for an Aatrox 2 here, I suppose. Doesn't hit the... I mean, it gets a 2-star Rek'Sai, but that's not really going to change much in this fight. Moving around the Demacia units a little bit, shifting around where those resistances are held. We'll say quite a tanky Jarvan this turn. The Archangels will make those ults come down pretty hard. But
I think with this position, he's trying to avoid to clump, so then it doesn't get hit
And
with the Bilgewater.
it has backfired massively, getting almost immediately one-shot on 10 different units. It was a good try, but just getting read there by the opponent completely, and will fall finally. So once those scores are updated, I'll get that to you. But that is the end of round 3 on day 1. Some fantastic games, honestly. I was happy with the overall play from everyone. No no toxicity being shown. No one really like hard contesting each other. Just some nice, good TFT all around. I'll leave it to you to give your final thoughts on how you think the games went, how you think this is going to look going forward. Obviously, no one knocked out of the tournament just yet, but some people will have to put on a serious performance next week if they want to come back into this.
We came into what I thought was gonna happen. Not as much reroll except for the first game. Seeing a lot of 9 trades. Next week, would like to see some more reroll comps because they can win those types of lobbies. But I feel like today everyone just played the 9 trade and we saw what happened.
Yeah. And this does mean now that most points currently being held in the lobby are held by the Oni JX and Marvello, both sitting on 23 points as it stands. So we'll head into next week. These players will try and either fix up these little mistakes they make, push on the lead that they have. Sorry, a little update. Nuggy also on 23 points. A lot of people on 23 points. The lobby is pretty stacked. But this is good. The closer the points are heading into next week, the better things are going to look. And I will say that we may have a little interview coming up with one of the players from today's lobby. Can you guess who that might be? Well, you know who it is because you're in the chat with me. But let's pretend you don't know and say, can you guess who it might be?
Let me get. Is it Nuggy?
No.
Is it Marvello? Who is it then? I don't know.
It is the Oni JX, who, despite being tied on points for that first place spot, does technically still one of the first place players. Currently a 3-way tie for first place on those 23 points. Bringing up the rear as well, we have Dragonblade on 6 points, GLPX on 8, PRKRD on 9. So, not out of contention just yet. You win 3 games in a row, that's 27 points. Just, anything could happen. Push you all the way up to the top. But yes, we will be hearing from the Oni JX soon. So I just want to ask you really what you're looking forward to next week. You know,
Hey.
next week is going to be the last competitive TFT that we see on the half set before we move into 10 set for the next split. So what do you want to see finally from these players?
I think I want to see how they adapt. From the legend choice, we saw a few different ones than what I thought it was just going to be, which was all Earth. I saw a few Ezreals, seen a few Orns. Obviously, as a viewer, it's not the best to see everyone pick the same thing, but
Yeah.
for the competitive integrity, just to see them perform as best as they can, I think playing Earth is just the best way to get up there.
Yeah. No, I agree. And yeah, like I said before, I'm trying to think of ways that anyone could come back into this one. I don't want to be a downer. I don't want to say that, you know, this is a very top-side lobby, but the simple fact is for some of these players, it's going to have to be like a bit of a Hail Mary next week. As well as that, you've got some players who've really solidified a very, very strong start going into next week. So when those games come around, when you're looking at Marvelo, Nuggy, Dione, JX, these players that have been consistently good throughout every lobby. I mean, if you look at JX, went, 6, 8 points. It's just incredible for him. So it'll be interesting to see from them. But we will head off to a quick little break before we come back to interview the only JX who we just mentioned. So stick around for that.
I like it. I think I like it. Got nothing to lose. 'Cause I think I like it. Tell me if you like me too.
Welcome back, everyone, from that short break. We have set up for you now an interview with the current first place holder, the only JX. So me and Joshi are going to ask you just a quick few questions. Obviously, first of all, congratulations on a great first week, sitting on 23 points from the playoffs so far from those first 3 rounds. Just heading into next week, could you maybe tell us a little bit about what your takeaways were from that first week of playoffs and what you think you maybe need to improve on, what you think you did well, what you think maybe went in your favor with how the lobbies worked out?
Yeah, I think. Well, I didn't get to play in the new patch that much because I think it just came out like last week and yesterday. I didn't have much time, and but I wasn't sure whether there'd be much changes, so I kind of stuck to what I did the past few weeks, which is like I think what everyone was doing, which is the using the Earth Legend. And I think most people do know that like multicasters is kind of out of favor right now. That's why I'm kind of going forward now, and I think it's kind of worked out. Just play whatever spec that I get.
Of course.
Yeah, you picked the Earth Legend, and in your second game, you played the 9 Ionia. Were you scared that when you lost the 2 rounds against Vanquisher Karma?
Yeah, I was honestly quite surprised because I thought it was probably like a 3-star Karma or something, and but I think I got quite lucky with the carousel because I think didn't notice there was a Ash on the carousel, so it was holding for the Giant Slayer, but I was going for the Ash so that I can swap in the 4 Vanquishers. But yeah, I was quite surprised that Ionia was losing, even though I know 6 Vanquishers is strong, but it is a prismatic 9 trait, so I thought it would have won, but just proper positioning and I got it.
Yeah, and just last thing before you go, obviously, looking forward to next week. Is there anything you'd like to say, maybe to the people watching, maybe just to yourself, to your fans, to the other players in the lobby?
Oh, I think everyone played really well. I guess there's like 3 players with basically the same points, and there's always players that like 1st or 8th. So it's always very random. And I think I've played with this competition a few times before, and I think there were times where I was like first, just 1 week left, and then I entered really badly for the last week. So I'm hoping to not do so badly and probably just maintain my position.
Okay, well, thank you, Jake, so much for joining us. Congratulations again on a fantastic first week. We'll see you again next week.
Thank you very much.
Have a great rest of your day. Now, I'll leave it to me and Joshi to close off the rest of the stream.
Yeah, thank you.
So, Joshi, great first week. A great first week of us casting together. A great first week of EFT. And hopefully many more to come, obviously. We will see you guys again next week for round 2 of these playoffs. We will see more of JX, more of Marvella, more of Nuggy, more of all these fantastic players, and hopefully find ourselves a worthy winner. I've been Dryseld XXL. Joshi, do you have anything else you'd like to say before I send us off for a lovely night? No?
Just super excited for next week. I hope everyone watching stays tuned. Who wins? Really close race with JX, Nuggy, Marvella. That's it.
Fantastic. And on that note, thank you everyone for watching. I hope you join us again next week for the final week of TFT. Hope you all have a lovely rest of your night. Thank you once again from me, Dryseld XXL, and my duo, Joshi. Thank you all, and goodbye.